Well guys, you see, today it's about family cars. You can store this and a lot more. Is this the most premium small van? This is the all-new Mercedes T-Klasse. First time ever there is a T-Klasse by Mercedes, so this small van concept, but really focused on passengers and the family. And you can already see here in the front, you have horizontal chrome fins, so a more passenger, more upmarket look. And you can, well, you start with halogen lamps, but you can also get these LED lamps with high beam functionality as well. So even here, already a premium look in the front. Limited yellow or green or whatever is the color. So limonite is a very interesting one and, well, definitely spices up your van life. Let's continue to the side profile. 4.50 meters is the length, or 177 inches. This is the short wheelbase version. There will later on be a long wheelbase version as well, then 40 centimeters or 17 inches longer. This one here, a 5-seater. The long wheelbase one will be a 7-seater. Wheels, 16-inch steel, 16 aluminum, or here the 17-inch aluminum alloys. This is also in the biggest choice possible, once again to create a more upmarket look. Well, and then towards the side profile, you can already see here you got these roof rails, and you have an integrated carrier, so you can put these bars across actually, so you don't need to buy one extra. It's basically already included. It's also a quite clever feature and actually easy to install and deinstall. Another specialty is a lot of the stuff is already standard equipment. For example, here the sliding doors, and there's another one at the other side. So at both sides, even from the standard base version. And we'll soon also take a look at the interior and see if this is really premium also on the inside, or just a more expensive Renault Kangoo, which is the corporation model here from Renault. Well, you have to take a look at Jonas doesn't run over the Bobby car here. Here, when you have the LED lamps in the front, you also have LED signature in the rear. So this looks cooler and more modern right then. When you have the halogen headlamps, it doesn't look that cool. For the rear, it's also interesting. You can either get this one here, the normal hatch, so to speak, or you can also get a split opening, at least for this version, for the base model, and here for the version style. This is kind of the middle trim level. Soon we're also going to show you the highest trim level progressive. But so far, design-wise, I have to say, for this segment here, I mean, it doesn't win any design prizes as for, you know, like sports car relations or something. But for this small van class, I think they've really done a good job with the design. Or what do you think? Well, this one here will rather be something for the long wheelbase version. Yeah, but no, I won't go surfing right now. Let me tell you something more about the higher trim level. So this is the progressive trim level. You can see the front is kind of similar. Difference here is that we have these additional fog lamps in the lower part. So there's no design element, but the rear lamps then. And this is called Rubelit. This is more like a maybe burgundy wine red or so. Also very elegant, but I really like the screaming out yellow color for today, definitely. So towards the side, it's kind of similar, but to the rear, it's different because the progressive trim level, here once again, form follows function. This progressive trim level does not offer the split door. And the reason for that is you have this horizontal chrome fin for design reasons. And then they say, okay, we have this chrome fin here, and then we cannot split it. So, interesting, right? So if you want a split door, you have to stick with the style trim level. But what about the interior? So the base version will start below 30,000 euros, and a higher trim level maybe add some 10,000 euros to that if you go highest trim. So what do we get for that on the interior? First of all, door closing sound. Actually quite solid. And now it gets really interesting. Here you can see the door opens 90 degrees. And you might think, yeah, why is that so important for the front? Well, on the co-driver side, on the passenger side, there's an addition Isofix, so you can easier get child seats in and out. And if you also think about some, you know, maybe special retrofit for disabilities or so, then you can really easier get into the driver's seat yourself, for example, with your wheelchair. So that would also be another important use case. Here at the inside of the doors, this is interesting. You don't have to,
but you can also get really matching interior colors here to the yellow. And in this case, it is matte and this is metallic, so, but it still matches. That's also quite rare. Then they also use different new materials here at the inside of the doors. We know this from the Mercedes EQ models, like even EQS, EQE. This is so-called Neotex material. It has the kind of neoprene touch, so let's say a mix of microfiber and leatherette. It's also soft and plush, so this also brings this car more into this upmarket position. This one, however, is then hardpack. Here, the interior in the style trim level, you get a standard Mercedes steering wheel, and this one is still the one with real buttons. Gladly, no hashtag capacitive BS, at least not here. So you have the volume jog, for example, and then on the left side for the cruise control, you have the small screen and analog gauges. This is also standard then, and in the style trim level, you have kind of like this structured dashboard. It's hardpack, but it has this kind of structure. These turbine vents and with nice clicking sounds for on and off, and they have there kind of like this, you know, that you can freely move them around. And the seats is also very interesting. So you would start with a base fabric seat in the lowest trim. This one here, style trim level. Outside, Artico leatherette, and inside, new Microcut, they call it now, the microfiber, because they changed suppliers. So this seat here is animal free and also looks really premium, especially in here with the microfiber surface. And we'll also see another seat very soon and also test it as for the comfort. Very easy as for the entry, once again with a 90-degree entry, and then you can manually slide it forward, backward, this way to pump it up, y'all. And of course also here this back part like this. And you have an upright seating position, it's actually fairly comfortable, and also a good bolstering, so for tall people, no problem. 1m86 or 6'1". I don't even have to measure the headroom. It's like my hand is not enough for that to show you that span. So that's actually the advantage of that segment. Steering wheel in and out, up and down. And indeed, when you then think about, yes, they share the platform with the Renault Kangoo, but what we see here from the interior and, you know, especially like seating materials and so on, this is something completely different indeed. And that's the thing, you know, so I installed the child seat. So it's Isofix here in the lower part then, and additional top tether then in the rear. The belt goes there and then to the top tether here down there, so we have double secure. And yeah, in this case then here, when I was working here, this was a very good use case for the 90-degree opening. Here we have the small spaceman here in that beautiful Mercedes badged child seat. So yeah, that would be definitely premium child solution there as well. So what about the rear bench? Here then also with the Microcut Artico mix, and here another Isofix, and on the other side as well. So 3 times Isofix then possible here in the 5-seater, and on the middle seat you could maybe have like a bolster cushion then for you know, for children which are a little bit older already. So let me check out the rear bench here. So to the seat as I would be driving as a tall person. You can see here that gets close as for the legroom, so it's rather something for the kids. However, the seating comfort itself here, you sit quite upright. You can of course put these head restraints up like this, and also the nice soft microfiber cushion here. That's actually cool, and plenty of headroom, so a nice traveling feeling. This also is actually quite high, so that the kids can actually have a view to the front. So indeed everything optimized then for the kids right here. If you want more space, there will then be that 7-seater version where we have 2 more single seats in the rear, then with even more child seat possibilities. And here that second sliding door, again, it's good that it's standard, and this is also a very interesting thing, you know, so especially in comparison to other Mercedes models, this is a quite decent offer price-wise, and you have so much standard equipment, not only 2 sliding doors, but also some assistance systems, for example. The blind spot monitor is also something that is standard equipment. Yeah, something we don't know from Mercedes, putting more standard equipment and making less options. Is that maybe a new trend? Very interesting. By the way, what is however optional or then include in the high trim levels? The base version would just feature a, let's say, easy window in the rear. You can like put it out to the side, and then a full retractable window then here for style and progressive trim levels. So tall drivers will be discriminated now because I have to put the seat forward to be able to fold the bench here fully in the rear. And you can see here it moves down as well. So I have an even surface, but there you can see it gets really, really close. So I have to put the seat forward as well. Can I still drive here in the front as a tall driver? Then that's the question. It's tough. So in this case then, yeah, I mean, it is somewhat possible. It's possible, but maybe not most comfortable seating position then. But in this case here, it would be more important that you can use the full loading area here with the folding flat option. How does that look like from the trunk? And in case of a crash, you don't want to rely on these, but you want real airbag cushions. And stand equipment also here, 7 airbags. I think that's also a very good decision. Well, and now I'm searching for some way to deactivate the passenger airbag when the child seat is installed here, but I don't have to because that is done automatically. There's a detection in the seat that the child seat is installed, and then it's deactivated automatically, so that's a handy feature. So what about opening the hatch? 520 liters up to 2,130 liters then for the 5-seater, more for the 7-seater. You have this split here, and you can remove it like this. So this is one possibility, either to remove it completely, or what would also be possible, you can basically let it slide between that rear bench, like here in this kind of rail format. So that would be possible. Yeah, so like this, and then it's kind of hidden just behind the seats. Other than that, we take it out completely, and yeah, you always have to work it a little bit like this. So here we go, and this is then the full trunk area with the beautiful bobby car. Are you a 2-wheeler or 4-wheeler guy? Well, probably 4-wheeler when you're in this channel, but I mean, I like to ride motorcycles as well. So in here then the length, normal length, is 90 centimeter or 35 inches, and the width, that's actually quite substantial. This one here is almost 1 meters 20 or 46 inches. That's pretty cool. And the overall height, this will be very important, is 1 meters 10 or 43 inches. So ample of space already here in the 5-seater version. Not to forget the total length here when everything is folded flat. And this one here is 1 meters 65 or 65 inches. Once again, even more than in the 7-seater version to come. Second trim for today, the progressive trim level, highest trim. Here at the inside of the doors, also the nice Neotex material. And then we have more subtle inserts, but that's not connected to the trim level. You can also pick these more subtle elements then, or maybe also a darker one for the style trim level. Here, the progressive trim level starts with the full Artico seat. So this is a full leatherette, also animal-free with white contour stitches. However, also for this trim level, you can get the microcuts, so the microfiber on the insert, which is to me an even cooler option. This one, however, is maybe better if you want to wipe them clean easier when the kids spill something on the seats. And also for the style trim level, you can also get these seats. So the seat form itself is the same. It's just if you have a slick, wipeable surface or the more, to me, cooler microcut surface, a little sportier, you don't slide on it that much. And this one, of course, will be a little bit colder in winter, a little bit hotter in summertime. So the better surface in a way is with the microfiber. As for driving, for the kids, however, this might be suitable. You have to think about if your kids are rather tidy or if your kids are dirty. That's maybe the thing. So then here, once again, with the steering wheel, normal. Difference is here, what you can see, the dashboard. Because here in the highest trim level, it also has this nice Neotex structure. Once again, a more premium look. And also, I think it looks a little bit better when there's no yellow accentuation right here. And let's take a closer look here at the dashboard as well. Here, first of all, once again, you have in the middle then there the digital instruments, so to speak, but still some analog gauges. This is 5.5. And then standard is MBUX here in the middle. We'll soon take a different look at that. Here, either manual or 7-speed automatic transmission. And you also have classic climate gauges, easy to control. This is then the interior setup here from the cockpit view. Nice again with the air vents, and once again really good that we have the standard AC unit like this, so easy to control, and also seat heating is available here. 7-inch MBUX infotainment system, also standard, and this even features then the voice input with "Hey Mercedes,
Was kann ich für dich tun?
fahre mich nach Frankfurt." That's a German lesson for today.
Ich habe diese Ergebnisse gefunden. Wo
So.
möchtest du hinfahren?
Yeah, did you know that there are 2 Frankfurts in Germany? It depends on which river you want to have the Frankfurt, and then you can navigate there. So this even works. And also Apple CarPlay Android Auto connection is available for this one here. So the GPS itself, you can see here also via touch, could be more responsive. But it's good to have such kind of infotainment system in this small van. And here, still with the manual volume control, but you also have it at the steering wheel, for example. And you also have extended camera views here, for example. I mean, it's not the most fancy system, but it works, and it has actually a quite good overview. And here we go with the CarPlay connection, and I really have to say, I do prefer this small MBUX infotainment over the big hyper screen in the EQS or or like the big one, the S-Class or whatever, because this one here, the whole system, is so responsive, so fast. That's the way it is. And I easily can say, hey, then I'll stick with a smaller screen, but everything runs faster. Just the sound system here, that one is rather basic. Not a really good sound, but hey, maybe we can't expect too much then in this case. This is, by the way, the key. Yeah, why not? Mercedes logo. And then here we have the smartphone connection, right for connection, left just for charging, USB-C. But there's also an inductive charging pad underneath. And the cup holders are not adaptive. And then there are 2 things which still say, okay, yeah, this is not really Mercedes. Well, you do have the Artico cover here for the armrest, yes, but then, yeah, and that's, we've seen a lot of details that are Mercedes in this car. This is not. And this ain't Mercedes either. Yeah. Am I being too picky here? But then again, it's the cheapest Mercedes you can buy from new. By the way, there's more storage space up here. And we also have the special children's spy mirror. So here you can see, what are you guys doing there? I can, of course, check, what is Jonas doing there? No, he's doing a great job once again with the camera work. So heads off also. Tell me in the comments. It's interesting, right? By the way, here with these touchpads, right thumb, I can control the right screen, even inside the Apple CarPlay, so I don't have to reach over there. I can keep my hands on the steering wheel, so why not? And from the left side touchpad, I can then control these small digital instruments in the middle. There's also a digital speedometer then that might be the most helpful thing to show there. Here in the progressive trim, when you have the rear seats also with the full Artico or leatherette, again, that spilling thought that might be a little bit better then, but I'm still definitely a fan of the microfiber. So this is the Mercedes T-Klasse. That means that when you put the engine version behind it, it's always then Mercedes T something. So in this case, it's the Mercedes T180. Well, let's just hope that we won't experience that there will be the Mercedes T1000. Then it's Judgment Day. Hey, does come with gas struts even. Nice. And either a 1.3 liter petrol engine or a 1.5 liter diesel, or it will also come all electric as the EQT. If you want to keep an update with that, subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, then we'll also tell you more about the all-electric version soon. We do already have a review of the EQT concept. Check it out right there. And of course, the big competitor, the VW Caddy. Damn, I have to get these TETRIS pillows here, right? This is amazing. Have you seen these?
This is amazing. And of course, a good sample in here for the trunk. Well, and if you have built everything full of TETRIS pillars here, and you need even more, well, there's also towing possibility is 1.5 tons. And you know, Mercedes are switching things around, so this one here will also come all electric very soon. So everything on C right now, this will be even more interesting. So what would you use this vehicle here for? For the family, for the kids, or just for holidays maybe, for some hobbies? Tell me in the comments.